Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome to Playwell Bricks' new series on Lego MOC design. And one of the first things that we need to look at is Lego math. So that's what this video is going to be about. If you don't know what Lego math is, it refers to the ratios between the studs and plate width and how those interconnect to form different spacings when you're creating your Lego model. If you take a look at these infographics from Tips and Bricks, you can see a lot of different ways that the studs and plates will line up. So we're going to be examining these a little closer. Also, when we're dealing with Lego math, you'll often hear the term LDU. LDU refers to the Lego Draw or L-Draw unit. And this is a system of measuring Lego bricks. When you're getting very precise in your Lego models, especially when you're doing microscale models, measuring an LDU becomes really important. In a future video, I'll look at how to use LDU measurement in your models. But for now, we'll just focus on some standard techniques. At Playwell Bricks, we pride ourselves on providing a premium custom Lego service for our clients. We do everything from commissioned Lego designs to custom 3D printed parts, printed vinyl stickers, and printed bricks. If you go to our website, you can find all about our diverse team, our services, the projects we're working on now and those in the past, as well as information on how to contact us and our social media feeds. So if you have a project in mind, please don't hesitate to contact us. We would love to work with you to turn your imagination into reality. Playwell Bricks proudly partners with millionprints.com to provide the best quality printed bricks and stickers for our clients. Be sure to check out Tips and Bricks on Facebook, Instagram, and the web. They provide daily tips and techniques for creating Lego custom models. First off, we're going to take a look at some standard elements when we're talking about Lego math. And the easiest way to measure a lot of these things is by plates or brackets. So we will grab a single plate, a 1x2 bracket, a modified brick with stud on the side, and a headlight brick. Let's take a look at the plates by themselves. If you take a single plate and you stack it vertically, and then you take some other plates and stack them horizontally. One plate stacked vertically will equal the thickness of 5 plates stacked horizontally. And this is the most fundamental part of Lego math. So let's take the brick with the stud on the side first. So you know that the stud is going to be flush to the rest of the wall. If you take a look at the headlight brick, that recess, if we bring over the bracket, the recess is exactly the same width as a bracket. Just a little note with the headlight brick, although it looks it, this stud actually is not flush with the brick itself. It actually extends a little bit. So if you're using this brick, make sure to leave a little space in front of it so that it doesn't collide with the brick that's set in front. So last, we'll look at this bracket. And this bracket extends 1 bracket width proud. So between these 3, we have 3 different options for creating a staggered surface. So when we line these elements up, we have a step down of exactly 1 bracket width, or half a plate, or a single stud between each step. Now we'll take a look at each of these elements independently to get their measurements. So if we take this headlight brick first of all, and we set a plate beside it, you can see that the headlight brick is exactly 2 plates thick to where that stud extrudes from the brick. Also notice that the bottom of the brick extends exactly 1/2 plate beyond the edge of this plate. And the stud on top is exactly flush with the edge on this side. Now if we do the same with the stud on the side brick, as we would expect, the edge of the brick here lines up with the top of the studs here, and the actual thickness of the bottoms of the plate is 1/2 stud lower than the edge of the stud on the side brick. And again, if we look at the bottom, we're 1/2 plate further than the edge of this side of the plate, and our stud on top is exactly flush to this side. So if we combined a stud on the side brick with a headlight brick, and we put a plate on the front, this will latch on to the bottom stud, and the stud on the side brick, this stud will latch on to this stud. Of course, this creates that little overhang of 1/2 a stud on the end. Next, we'll take a look at the bracket. So obviously the bottom is going to be exactly 1 plate width high, but if we take the plate and make it vertical and then line it up to the back of the bracket here, you can see that the bracket is exactly 3 plates thick, and the studs on the bracket will line up perfectly with the studs on the plate. So another way to create a staggered connection would be to take a couple of headlight bricks and put this bracket on top. And the difference between this bracket and the headlight brick is going to be exactly 1 plate. Now we're going to take a look at how we build width with these bricks. So if we take our bracket here first of all, and we add a couple plates on the front, we already know that our bracket is 3 plates thick. So if we grab these plates, they will line up so that the bracket plus 2 plates equals 5 plates, which also means that equals 2 studs. If we do the same thing with the headlight brick, we know that the headlight bricks equals 2 plates, and if you add 2 more plates, that equals 4 plates. So we'll have to bring this plate forward and the other plate forward, and that will give us the same result. So the headlight bricks with 3 plates, or the equivalent of 1 brick, equals 2 studs. And again, we will finally look at the brick with the stud on the side, and you can see that the math doesn't line up. There's still a bracket width that is unaccounted for. So now we see that that actually equals 2 1/2 plates. So in order to make that equivalent to a stud count, we would have to use 3 studs and 5 plates, and then that would line up. So now that we have some very basic principles, how can we use those in our Lego designs? I use this kind of math all the time when I'm creating windows and doors or doing any sort of elaborate curved shapes. So I'm going to show you how you can use this math to create a window frame. We're going to start with a 2x6 plate, and I'll put a couple of plates on either end, a 2x4 tile in the middle, and Then we're going to grab a couple of brackets on either side. We can do something fancy along the edges to create a nice looking window frame. And then we can put some plates in the middle. So on one side we're going to use 2 plates. And on the other side we're going to use 3 plates. And then finally we're going to end with a couple of tiles. So what we have now is if we select these plates and we turn them into transparent clears, and we'll do a white line in the middle, and then we'll create these white, we have a nice little window frame here. And you can use this same kind of technique when you want to build doors. So say you are not happy with this part extending and you want the window to be flush, you can do that as well, because we know that a bracket is half a plate. So 2 brackets equals a full plate. So if we delete that and we put in stud on the side bricks in instead, then the plate thicknesses will change. And you'll get a bit more of a gap in the middle, which is going to be equal to exactly 1 plate. Then we can take our middle tile and turn that into white as well. So this produces a more evenly spaced window frame. Next, I'll show you how to create a circular shape like this. And you could use that for something like a minifig stand. So first you're going to take a couple of stud on the side bricks, and then you're going to add 1x2 2/3. And on the side of those you're going to add a couple of 1x6s. And now that locks all of that together. And then on either side of that you're going to add a couple of 1x6 plates on each end. Finally, 1x2s, and then your sloped bricks. And then on the other side, you're going to add 1x2s on those ends where the studs are exposed, and then your slopes. If you notice at the bottom, we have a connection point, but it's not flush to the bottom of the circle. But we can fix that if we go 2 studs deep. So I'll show you that. So instead of using these stud on the side bricks with only 1 stud, we're going to actually switch over to the stud on the side bricks with 2 studs. And then you can repeat the same process, but using 2x elements instead of 1x elements. And if you want the disc to be completely flush, then all you would have to do is take a couple more of these stud on the side bricks, and you would place them so that they are mirror opposite to each other, and put that in the middle. And that will still lock the entire disc together. Hopefully this video gave you a very quick grounding into Lego math and using the ratios of 2 to 5 all throughout your builds. Keep in mind that the standard unit of measurement that I normally use in my builds is a bracket width. If you're getting into intricately detailed models, obviously you're going to want to switch to LDU, which I will cover in the future. If there's any design videos that you would like to see that you would be interested in having explained, please leave a suggestion in the comments section below, and I will try my best to do those videos for you. If this video has helped you, please take the time to like, subscribe, and share it around so that others can learn from it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Keep dreaming of bricks. Bye-bye.